Was the aftermath of Night of Champions any good? Was last night's Monday Night Raw better than the pay-per-view? Well, so and so. I mean, they had some good matches. Title changed hands. We saw two pointless storylines still being used, and we saw a lot of chaos going around. Especially, not surprised because Dean Ambrose is back, and when he's around, there's always going to be a little bit of chaos. Show opened up with Ambrose coming out to the ring. Obviously, once Seth Rollins, John Cena comes out. Once Seth Rollins too. Triple H came out and said they're not gonna fight him. And before he could say any more, John Cena decides to go after Rollins. Ambrose joins him, and it gets into a fight with Seth, Kane, and Orton fighting those two men. But Cena and Ambrose takes Kane and Orton out, and they went after Rollins. It goes into the back where they're fighting, trying to get their hands on him. Rollins gets into a car and takes off, and it leads to two matches: Kane versus Ambrose and John Cena versus Orton. Both matches end in a disqualification when Ambrose looked like he was about to beat Kane. Rollins came back in, attacked him, and Kane took him out with a choke slam. And as they were in the back, Ambrose attacks Rollins and Kane until security comes in, and Stephanie decides, you know what, we're not gonna kick this guy out of the arena. He's gonna find his way in. Let's put him in a room and lock the door. And that's what they did. They locked him in a room where, Stephanie and Triple H assumed he was not gonna get out, but knowing that crazy guy, he's gonna find a way out. We saw the Miz defend his Intercontinental title against Ziggler. There was no R-Truth nearby, so it was just Ziggler against Miz with Damien at ringside. And I thought to myself, okay, it's going to end with a disqualification. Ziggler gets a rematch at Hell in a Cell and gets the title back. No, actually Ziggler wins the title back. He won the title last night and is now a three-time Intercontinental Champion. And it was pretty cool. I was surprised at that. And I'm glad the fans were more behind Ziggler and he won the title back. I'm glad with that, and I'm wondering what is next for this guy. We saw other good matches as well, including the Bunny of Adam Rose making his in-ring debut. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought to myself, who the fuck is this Bunny? And I'm safe to say the Bunny actually did pretty well in the ring. He hit a few moves and tagged in Adam Rose to hit his finisher and get the win. It was not bad, but I'm still not sure about this whole Bunny direction because it's a bit stupid. But not as stupid as Rusev and his storyline. Again, this is pointless. This storyline with Rusev is becoming very stale very fast, and no one seems to care anymore. Okay, when it first started, yeah, I thought it was good, and he defeated Big E, which was no surprise. I seriously had doubted Big E was going to end the streak. But when he went up against Swagger, I thought to myself, okay, yes, Swagger, perfect choice to end the streak. The fans are behind the "We the People" chants and behind Swagger. So I thought to myself, okay, this is perfect. Swagger can end the streak. No, they do not end the streak, despite all the build-up and all the patriotism behind it. I'm not even sure if I said that right, but they made it so patriotic, and Swagger, it looked like was going to beat Rusev, but no, they decided to keep Rusev undefeated and beat Swagger. They did the same thing with Mark Henry at Night of Champions. They made it so patriotic, and Mark Henry crying, or at least tears coming down his eyes when they were singing the national anthem, and I thought to myself, okay, perfect, this will end the streak. No. They decide to have Rusev remain undefeated. What is the point of doing this? And I keep remembering, oh, right, they want John Cena to do it because John Cena apparently is Hogan Jr. What you gonna do, brother? Oh my God, really? Really? John Cena? It's pointless. Obviously, there's no point in doing this. And John Cena, when they do put him in a rivalry with Rusev, no one's gonna care. It's gonna be predictable. John Cena's going to beat him. He's going to beat him. So there's no point. When Umaga's undefeated streak happened, it was more interesting. And people seemed to like Umaga especially how he went up against some of the biggest guys, including Kane, and remained undefeated. The same thing with Vladimir Kozlov. And look at this guy. He wasn't that good on the promos, but he was also good in the ring. Well, not that good in the ring, but he looked very dominant. And when he went up against guys like Jeff Hardy, Triple H, The Undertaker, it showed how good his character was. With Rusev, it's not working now. It's becoming stale, the storyline. And unless they find someone to end this streak soon, it's not gonna last long. And by the time the Cena does end the streak, his character is gonna be useless. He's gonna be a useless character, and that's gonna be very disappointing because this guy does have great talent. So I do hope they do something about this soon. Otherwise, Rusev is gonna end up like Kozlov, and I don't think that's gonna be good for his career. The same thing with the Bella storyline. This is becoming pointless. This is stupid. Obviously, it's going to lead to an I Quit match between these two because Nikki is telling her sister she's a quitter and how she wants her to no longer use the last name Bella and how she blamed her for losing at Night Champion, blah, 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 blah. It's really stupid. I really don't get this point of the storyline and how she's making fun of, Bree's husband. And I'm thinking to myself, Bree, why don't you just say, at least I have a husband? Where is your husband? Yeah. I would have been good. I would have been good at Burn, but no, they decided not to do that. I don't know why. That was a perfect way to whatever. Point is, the storyline's becoming so predictable. Obviously, Bree's gonna win. She's gonna beat her sister. It's very predictable. Now, as for the main event between John Cena and Orton, again, it was predictable. I mean, obviously, Seth Rollins and Kane got involved, and they did. They got involved, and they looked like they were going to put Cena through concrete like they did with Ambrose. But as Kane lifted the box, which I kind of knew from the way how tall it looked, that Ambrose was in there. And he was. He was in there. He took out Kane, Orton, and Seth. And he tried to get his hands on Rollins. Cena the same thing too, but Seth Rollins escaped through the crowd. Orton and Kane got taken out by Cena and Ambrose. And the show ended with Cena and Ambrose standing tall while Seth Rollins was up in the crowd, yelling at them that they're not going to get his hands on them. So they're not going to get their hands on him. But other than that, was this a good Raw? Well, there were some good moments here and there, but I really didn't see any point in the Rusev and Bella storyline. It's very stupid. I think they just threw it in there for more time, but other than that, this was good for segments. Did we see Sting? No, there was no Sting segment. Apparently, Sting is not going to show up anytime soon, so really, it's really been a disappointing night. So, if you guys had a different opinion of what you thought about Raw, leave some comments below and let me know what you thought about it. Take care and see you all next time.